What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Andy Matrix. I'm back with another video, and I had to make this video because this absolutely blew me away. I mean, this absolutely just like it bottled my mind. I almost couldn't believe it. I really couldn't believe it, man. But I had to do some research to see if it was true, but it's very close. It's very close. I'm here at CBR.com and it says anime is officially $3 billion more popular internationally than Japan, confirms new study. So in other words, anime is more popular in Japan in other countries outside of Japan than in Japan.
Hello, this is Yami Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! And make sure to subscribe to Andy Matrix's channel. Now on with the show.
And I mean that makes sense. That makes sense because for the past like 10 to 15 years, the population in Japan has been going down. They're not having enough kids. So if they're not having enough kids, that means that there's less people getting into anime. So like a lot of companies, they had to cater to the new generation. Right? They had to cater to the new generation. Or excuse me, not the new generation. They had to cater to the older generation. The Gen Z, the millennials in Japan, Gen X that still watch anime. They had to cater to them because they're the ones that have money, but those people are not having kids. So yeah, you guys get the point. And down here it says international anime market is now bigger than Japan's in revenue. It just makes sense. It makes sense. Japan can no longer like focus so much on its own economy like it did in the 1980s or 70s because back then they could afford to do that. They could just focus on the Japanese market alone and nowhere else because they had 120 million people in Japan. So there was a lot of consumers in Japan and people were still having a lot of babies every year. So Japan had a really strong economy back then. It was wonderful. But check this out. It says this international dominance is reflective of a trend that has been solidifying for years. And the AJA's report, which analyzed over 2 decades of data, highlighted 2020 as the first year international sales surpasses domestic revenue, largely due to revenue generated by global streaming platforms during the pandemic. Though the domestic market briefly reclaimed the lead in 2021, right? Really? It did? Overseas revenue definitely pulled ahead in 2023 by a 51% share, and it has now increased to a 56 majority. So 56 of the anime revenue is coming from outside of Japan. And then it says, according to Onoichi, whoever that is, this growth trend is only set to continue. Overseas revenue is climbing high and has not yet reached the peak. So there's still a lot of space for growth. It says Onoichi stated, pointed to the 160th related anime events now held across 50 countries as proof of this expanding footprint. Onoichi also suggested that future growth could come from secondary businesses such as merchandising and events, as the current revenue model is still heavily reliant on streaming licenses. Okay, yeah, because Netflix and Crunchyroll, they're the ones that have the most anime. I mean, Amazon has some anime, but Netflix and Crunchyroll, they're the ones that contain the most anime in the streaming business. And now this is the part that really had me going crazy. Is that the anime industry is cornerstone of Japanese government, a new cool Japan strategy which has set an ambitious goal of reaching 130 billion yen. No, excuse me, 130 billion dollars for its content industry, including anime, manga, video games, by 2023. Right, so altogether it's 130 billion. Okay, this strategy is built on a proven track record, as from 2013 to 2023, overseas content sales generated an estimated 39 billion dollars. In America, no, wait, hold on. This strategy is built on a proven track record, as of 2013 to 2023. Overseas content sales generated an estimate of $40 billion. So in 10 years, $40 billion, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's about $4 billion every year. The export value of Japan's entertainment industry now exceeds that of its steel, petrochemical and semiconductor sectors. So Japanese entertainment, anime and manga, and Japanese video games is making more money than Japanese steel industry, the petrochemical industry, and semiconductor industry in Japan. And I had to look this up because this actually is absolutely crazy. I did a quick Google search and it says Japanese steel market generated approximately 55 billion. In the last 2 years, the Japanese petrochemical industry generated 35 billion in 2022, and it's expected to grow to 63 billion in 2030. But we're not there yet, right? And it says, if we go to Hollywood, the Hollywood Reporter says Japan's anime industry expanded 15% to $25 billion in 2024. And again, that's anime by itself. We're not including manga. We're not including Japanese video games like Final Fantasy and all those other ones. Hey, what's going on, guys? Real quick, if you are looking for an artist, then I am your man. I am open for commissions and I am doing fan art, anime style art, character designs, character concept art, group art, as well as Christian art. If you are interested, the prices start as low as $50 per artwork. You can contact me at my email, which is in the description below, or you can order through Coffee and I will see you there. So Japanese entertainment alone is bigger than those other industries. Yo, that is insane. That is crazy. Holy smokes, that's crazy. But yeah, anime has grown so big, right? Anime has grown so big, and honestly, let's be real. It's actually manga. It's manga because from manga, right? From manga, the anime is made, and then the video games are made. Not all video games, many video games are original, but still, they make like anime-based video games. You guys get the point. You guys get what I'm saying. Yeah, but it starts with the manga first, then the anime, then the video game. So they're all connected. They're all linked. But it's bigger than the petro, bigger than I lost the article. Bigger than the steel industry, than semiconductors in Japan. That is nuts, man. That is absolutely crazy. That's absolutely crazy, man. Wow. And it's going to keep growing. I mean, expect it to go to like 60 billion. I believe because Hollywood, I think Hollywood was worth like what, $50 billion if I'm not mistaken. But I think that anime could like surpass Hollywood in the next 5-10 years. I really do think so. Especially now that Hollywood is making really crappy movies. Anime can beat the crap out of Hollywood with no problem. But anyways, what do you guys think? Make sure to comment below, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for future notifications. Your boy Andy Matrix. Godspeed.